Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Victoria and I'm really honored to be hosting this fans Q&A today. As you can see, we have a very special guest, one of the best players, volleyball players that the volleyball world has ever seen, in my opinion, Jordan Larson. Hello, welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. Well, just to mention, 3 times Olympic medalist, including Tokyo 2020, also MVP of the volleyball tournament. You have won Champions League, you have won the FIVB World Club Championship, so many achievements in your career. And actually, your fans have sent many questions to you. It's been extremely difficult to choose the best ones. Guys, thanks for sending these messages. These questions. We'll make sure to for Jordan to see the questions and maybe she'll answer on her personal account. So whenever you're ready, Jordan, we can kick it off.
Let's go.
The big news from the end of February was that you signed with Volley Monza. It's your first time in Italy, and people were asking how you feel now in Monza and in Italy and everything around this.
Yeah, everything's been great. Yeah, like you said, this is my first time actually playing in the league, so it's been really fun and new. Everybody has been super welcoming, and it's been really fun. Obviously, it's a lot to learn in a short amount of time, but the team has been great. Everybody's been awesome, so no complaints, and hopefully we can continue to grow as a team.
Yeah, you start on fire. You started on fire. You said to say so. With the match against the reigning champions, your Champions League champions from Imoko, and you will meet them now on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. But before coming to Italy, you were supposed to be coaching at Texas. Actually, you decided to take on this path. So people were asking, what is the situation there? What happened? Why did you decide to go to Monza in the end?
Yeah, so I was going to be playing anyways during this time, and so it just had this contract came up in Italy that I chose to leave, but I'm still working with them as like from afar, and so just limiting my hours in which I'm working with them. But yeah, they have been super awesome with letting me be here, and yeah, continue on with this contract, and yeah, everybody's been supportive on both sides.
That's great. Actually, you have a fan from the USA, I believe, who's asking how has been this transition from playing to coaching for you? How do you feel this?
Yeah, it's good.
Experience?
Yeah, it's for sure it's a new challenge. I'm married to a head coach, so I'm around him a lot. So I kind of hear the conversations that he's having, and so I've been able to kind of learn in that way a little bit. But also, I think for me now, how can I articulate maybe I've had a lot of great coaches along my career, and what can I take from them, and what have I learned that I can also now apply? But it's a unique challenge for sure, because now coming back to playing again, I'm like, oh, I'm telling them to do this. Now I have to do what I'm telling them to do. No, and it's good. It's a good reminder, and it's holding me accountable as well. And then how can I just be consistent with them and try to help them along the way? So it's been fun. For sure, there's going to be challenges along the way, but yeah, I'm excited to learn more about it.
Is it too early to ask what your biggest like goals and aims are in this coaching field?
Yeah. Honestly, I really admire my husband as a head coach, and I want to learn from him more, and how he has been so successful, and so and just support him in whatever he chooses to do. As of right now, I'm just kind of trying to learn and take it all in. Obviously, I'm a new coach, and so again, I need to take that time and really learn from others.
Back to your experience as a player, yeah, many people were asking you to share with us what's the difference between American and European volleyball, and also European and Asian volleyball. Yeah, I guess they are like different universes sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's little differences. I don't know if there's major stark differences. I think obviously in Asia, they run maybe a few more combinations where the middle is coming inside or the outside's coming inside, things like that. Yeah, I mean, I think in Europe, it's pretty similar to like our style as a national team, I would say. I think there's little things that maybe we just do differently, how we read the game or how we teach the game, maybe just a little bit different, but in general, I mean, every single zone is high level and trying to achieve, the best that they can. And but yeah, for sure there's little nuances, but I don't think as big as people would probably think.
So maybe it's a matter of like adapt quickly and show flexibility from this point of view.
Exactly.
Well, you've seen quite a lot, yeah, from different, as we are speaking, from different leagues, from different parts of the world. And actually, there's one person asking, how has living abroad helped you to become the person that you are today?
Yeah, it's really changed my life. I grew up in a very, very small town in Nebraska and honestly was scared to leave. I was very comfortable where I was, and I now, looking back on my career and being surrounded by many different cultures and many different people, it's really helped me understand kind of the world that we live in and made me really appreciate how I grew up and where I grew up, and just gaining understanding. I think oftentimes in life, you're come across people that maybe you don't often agree with, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And being able to respect their opinion and being able to have a conversation about it. And but I'm super, super grateful, and it's given me a massive worldview of what and how people live around the world. And just, yeah, I'm very grateful.
I see that you have this feeling of thankfulness and gratitude, and maybe this kind of leads us to our next question. How do you deal with emotions? And maybe this is to explain it better. The question was like, how do you use the passion to channel this passion towards the success?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I've always challenged myself. Like, I think in general, as a volleyball player, you can kind of get on an emotional roller coaster, right? You maybe have one good match, one so-so match. But as a volleyball player, how can you be like pretty consistent? How can you show up every single day? And that's starting with getting a good night's sleep, doing the things to recover well. And so I think for me, all those things encompassing have helped manage my emotions. And then obviously I've worked with quite a few sports psychologists through my career, as far as how to handle high pressure situations, how to manage relationships on and off the court, and how to have those conversations, because that all ties into how our emotions are and how we are on a daily. But I felt like if I can approach the same way every single day and be consistent, then my emotions will be consistent and I can be steady through the match. And then obviously like in life as well too. But I mean, like with anybody, right? Like we all have our ups and downs, but how can we make those ups and downs less up and down, So yeah, but it's good.
Great message, I believe, to all of us also as human beings. And actually, there was a question about pressure and how do you deal with it, but you kind of just answered it. Yeah. Do you believe in something called volleyball IQ? I like very much this question because there is a girl asking, how do you increase your volleyball IQ, being smart on the court?
Yeah. So I think for me, I've had to do that. I don't have necessarily the physical capabilities that maybe some other players do. So I've had to be able to use my mind and strategy to think the other team per se. And so I think for me, it's understanding kind of the flow of the match, right? Or one of my coaches that I used to play for, he talked about ebb and flow of the match, right? If you notice in a match, all of a sudden momentum will shift. If you can feel that as a player, for example, like a team goes up by 3 points and we just get a massive step block and someone goes back and misses a serve, all of a sudden, now that momentum that we had carrying, now all of a sudden shifts to the other side. So it's just being aware of those little nuances throughout the match can really like turn the match and create more awareness around it. But it's something that is definitely learned over time and something that I've had to really embrace because I don't have necessarily the physical capabilities to be at the highest level. So
yeah, well, so in the end, like working on on volleyball is kind of working in another field, as in other fields that you have to use your like volleyball intelligence to keep on improving and reading the situation. So maybe this includes the volleyball IQ. I really like this this question. Okay, let's talk a bit about the national team. Of course, there are many questions about the national team, the Olympics. But I would like to start with how does it feel like to be the MVP of the Olympic volleyball tournament?
you know, I find myself rewatching some of the matches and just I can't even put into words like how and what the tournament meant to our team. I think when COVID hit, it was a big red flag for our team that we needed to work on some things interpersonally and as a unit. And we put in a lot of time off the court, Zoom calls once a month, and really tried to create a good relationship with everybody. And the fact that it paid off when it counted is really, I think, just made it that much sweeter. And now looking back, it's still unbelievable that we actually achieved this. And the first in history, right? Like you think about all the US national teams that have gone to the Olympics and have come up short. And that we finally did it. It's really, really incredible.
Yeah, well, I remember Coach Karch, he called you guys badass women on and off the court. Yeah,
yes.
right after winning.
It's true. And he obviously is a huge advocate of just women in sport, and then, you know, just helping us achieve at the highest level. And obviously he's done it himself, right, as a player and now as a coach. So it's really incredible. Yeah, what he's helped us do for sure.
Yes, yeah, well, basically you've achieved everything as well on the court. And many people are interested if you're planning to continue with the national team. What are your plans? They want to see you in Paris. And actually, you're asking for the next two Olympics, not only one, but next two. So
okay.
keep that in mind.
No problem. Yeah, I'll be in LA. No. You know, I don't see myself continuing with the national team. Obviously my time there has been very precious and something that I will think about fondly. But I think it's time for the new generation to take over, and I'm excited to see. We have a lot of new players up and coming, and it's going to be great. But I do think my time on the national team is coming to an end.
We are really sad to hear that, but okay, we understand. And I speak here from like the part of the fans, you know, that we've been sending the questions. If I bring you back to the club level, there are people who are asking if you're going to continue with volleyball in general, and if you're willing to go to Turkey or Brazil.
Yeah. You know, I haven't made this decision yet. I don't think I will. You know, I'm ready for time with family, and I just recently got married, so I'm ready for something new. And obviously coaching is kind of on that same level of what I want to do. So yeah, but I haven't fully made that decision yet. But I've wanted to play in Brazil. I know a lot of people have wanted me to come there, so it's one experience that I haven't had yet.
Yeah, also back in Turkey, as I told you, they were like sending messages. No, tell her that she needs to come back to Turkey. So okay, I'm telling you. Okay, we have some rather funny questions to wrap it up. Favorite training music? Do you have a favorite song or maybe playlist?
I don't really listen to music all that much. I've been on like a 90s kick, so like really going back to the 90s and listen to a 90s playlist. But usually I'm more of a country music fan, but nothing really specific.
What about any books that inspire you? Biographies, maybe.
Yeah, no, I haven't read so much. Now that I think about it, like, what do I do with my time? No, I've actually been just really busy trying to coach at Texas and trying to help these kids be the best they can be. And but just also really embracing this season, you know, and this experience in Italy. It's first time for me. So that's kind of what has occupied my time. Great.
Do you have a favorite meal, dish, food?
What do I like to eat? Anything Mexican food. Yeah, tacos, burritos. Yeah, anything like that. I really enjoy.
Okay, and one last question that we have here. Can you please tell us your dream team?
Dream team.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So tough. Wow. Include like the present generation, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
focus on the present generation. Yeah.
Okay.
Better.
All right. So I would probably say our starting setter from our national team, Jordan Poulter. I would probably say, gosh, this is tough.
I know.
Yeah. Can I just say my entire national team? No, I'm just kidding.
I was thinking to ask you that, like, okay, I'm guessing that she's just going to say that, like, yes and no.
Yeah. Is that okay? Like, I'm just gonna choose that. Obviously,
Up to you.
I've played with a lot of like great players through my career, but really this last team in the Olympics was something special and something that I'll always remember. And yeah, I would have to choose my dream team, my Olympic team.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Really honored to be hosting this this conversation. I hope that all the people that will be watching this will also enjoy our conversation. Good luck in Champions League, in the Italian League, and we are looking forward to seeing you on the court.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.